Hello and welcome to the Perth Blue Baggers pod. My name is Louis, your host.
And I'm Marty on special comments.
Today we'll be reviewing a second win in a row against Port Adelaide, and then we'll be doing a preview of our Carlton Respects match, round 12 against the Geelong Cats. So let's get into the review because this was a very good one.
Yeah, what a game. What a fantastic result. What a time to be. It makes such a big difference when you're reviewing the game after win, doesn't it?
Hell yeah.
You know, you want to talk about it, you get excited, you think about the team's performance. This was a really solid win. I know Port Adelaide are well outside the 8 and they're rebuilding in that as well. So let's acknowledge all of that. But look, they've been pretty good this year and they've lost a number of close games.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they'd be knocking on the door of the 8. So they're no slouches. They've got much better percentages than us. And we went over there and we won comprehensively.
Hell yeah.
Really comprehensively. Really solid win. I mean, we got out of the gates really well. 5 straight goals in the first quarter. It was fantastic. How good was Paddy Cripps in that first quarter? 13 touches in the quarter. Just absolutely dominated. 3 tackles, 4 clearances, 223 metres gained, 3 score involvements. All of this in the first quarter alone. He just dominated. Frankie Evans was on fire in that first quarter as well. He had 10 touches. I mean, Frankie Evans, 10 touches in a quarter.
Solid.
4 score involvements. We just really fired up early on and came out of the gates well. We kicked 8 straight goals. I think it was the first time since maybe 2015 or something like that. They were kicked 8 straight goals before kicking behind. After that, we were a bit inaccurate, actually. We'll come to talk about that. But that's what that opening burst really got us going. You know, we meant business. Look, there was the way the team flowed together. I think you said it mirrored those 2 warm-up matches, pre-season matches, where we played the 2 grand finalists and touched them both up. This was not grand finalists, but we were very good, I thought. It was the kind of thing, if we play like that all the time, we're going to give any team a run for their money.
It was modern footy. Just the way we moved
show
the
that we
ball
can do
was
it. Show that we can do
sublime.
They moved the ball well. The way that the fellas linked up was amazing. They didn't bomb. There was hardly any dump kicks and just throwing on the boot. They were deliberate with their possessions. The pressure level was really significant. They lowered their eyes when going inside 50.
Yeah.
All those things that you normally expect us to do, we did and did quite well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just the fact that we were able to move the ball so efficiently allowed for us to get probably closer shots on goal, which might have contributed to the scoring burst. No misses. I think most of the shots were pretty well in front.
They were reasonably straightforward.
Yeah.
On the whole.
So that helps when you can catch them off guard, the opposition off guard, their defence, then you can capitalise by getting greater shots on goal. So that was probably the biggest thing I took out of the game, is just the way we were able to move the ball. It was probably the best we've seen all year, even though we've seen it in most first halves of each game. But and then we go into the further analysis that it was over the 4 quarters that we were able to pretty much do this.
This is 2 games now under the new coach, and both of those games I felt we played 4 quarters.
Yeah.
Look, there was a part sort of late in the third quarter where I thought we were a bit sloppy and lacked a bit of intensity, where they kicked a couple of goals against us. But on the whole, we certainly didn't have 5 or 6 goals kicked in a row against us.
We still felt in control.
Yeah, I still had a lot of confidence in how the boys were going about it. There was a lot of defensive running.
Yeah.
There wasn't, that silly instance where you see they kick the ball forward and there's suddenly a whole heap of players by themselves. And you're thinking, how'd that happen?
Yeah.
That didn't happen very often. I think there was 1 turnover.
1 instance.
Yeah, but that was, we were caught out by a sudden turnover. The boys couldn't get back, etc. But wasn't much of that. There really was a very solid all-round performance. there from the fellas, and it was great to see. We
Feels-
played like we should be playing.
It fills us with so much hope.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's the problem.
we have
right?
played
It's just-
two games, two players, two teams that are not. One was middling in dogs. This Port Adelaide is not in the hunt, probably even for a top 10 finish. Probably not.
No.
They're on the same wins as us now. Yes, they played better than us. Yes, it was in Adelaide, so it was still a good result. But if we go and knock off Geelong,
Yeah.
suddenly
The lid's off.
I'll say there's something going on here. But look, that old adage, you can only beat the team that you're playing against. See, that was just a consistent 4-quarter performance.
Yes. Such a good performance. And what about the mental side of things? I think we were composed.
Yeah, more
Energised.
resilience. You know what I liked? I don't think, maybe this was the case really late in the game when they kicked the last couple of goals, and when we're already up by 5 goals. But I think barring the last, say, 5 minutes of the game, I don't think we went into our shells.
No.
We kept trying to attack, kept the foot on it. In fact, there was a beautiful 3-goal burst in the fourth quarter that sort of summed it up nicely, where we went out there and kicked goals and won. And we could have shut things down, but we went out there and kicked goals. I think Curry kicked a massive bomb from 50, which was superb. Frankie Evans was amongst it, and Mitch McGovern kicked the sealer.
Yeah.
So, look, that shows the maturity. I just don't know we would have had the confidence to do that previously.
Yeah, and something we were remarking on earlier in the season is maybe some good second half performances, and keeping a lead might help them galvanise together and have some confidence.
It was very important that we went out to a lead and hung on to it.
Yeah.
Even the last game, we were neck and neck, back and forth, weren't we, against the Dogs? This time we went out and got ourselves a lead, and then we was mature enough to see out the game strongly.
Yeah.
So that was, I think the boys will do, they would have been a bit of a monkey off the back. They can tell you all they like, but they would be well aware of those fade outs, and
Yeah.
they'd be all too acutely aware. So I think it'll give them a bit of confidence.
Yeah. And what do you have to say about perhaps there's a debate about whether it's a coaching or a player issue? If you ask me, I think it's just a player. Like what we've been seeing the last 2 weeks is the way they've been going about it means that they've been a lot freer. It's more so the situation, I think, rather than the game plan. That's the difference.
Yeah, they're definitely playing with a bit more freedom.
Yeah.
There's definitely that. So that's, I think, it wasn't that the game plan was radically different. They just had the confidence to implement it, and consistently to implement it.
Well,
I really do think that psychologically, having collapsed so often in the third and fourth quarters, that starts gnawing at your mind.
Yeah.
And the players are even kind of admitting it. I think at one stage, Sam Walsh said, "Oh, here we go again."
Yeah.
So that shows the players that was on their mind.
They're well aware of it. And I think, we don't really drive too far away from our contested side of things, because we still have the contested beasts that feed it onto the outside. But maybe, I think, rather than someone bursting out of a pack and then just dumping it, there was more of a linkage between handballs.
Well, you're onto something here. Now you want to talk about change. We always had an adage where people were just throwing it on the boot.
Yeah.
And we always had dump kicks out of defence.
Hack
We always
and hope.
had those massive big bombs into the forward line.
Yeah.
Now we did that a bit in the third quarter. If you remember, Radikalia and Elia. In the third quarter, I thought we just did a bit of that.
Yeah.
And they started dominating just that one quarter, and it was frustrating me a little bit. And I thought, this is you're back to bad habits. But then during that burst in the last quarter, we were back to the good habits again.
Yeah.
There's just no future with the numbers that players get back. You just can't kick long bombs, up and under kicks into the forward line, with their numbers back and expect to do well.
Yeah.
Even when you had Charlie and Harry both up there, they couldn't do it.
Yeah.
On the whole, though, I thought we'd adapted pretty well.
Yeah. How many goals was it in the end that we managed to actually kick?
So we kicked 13
13.
goals. 13 goals.
It's our
That's pretty
highest
good.
score of the season.
Is it? Is
I
it?
think.
I thought we got to a... Anyway, I'll double check that. I'll double check that.
Certainly our biggest win of the season. And best. Anything else to add before we go into players?
Just looking at the high scores that we had scored before that. This is 92. 74, 89, 69, 89, 83, 86. A lot of them around the same mark, 86, 77, 75, and 69. So yes, you're right.
One or two more goals than
But-
we usually
but-
have.
Yeah, not a big difference. I just thought it was consistent. I actually think the defensive side was a big
Yeah.
difference.
No Weitering, no problem.
Yeah. Well, it helped that we got numbers back.
Yeah.
So poor old Wittering and Dean and others, they were just outnumbered in the back line previously when things were going against us. I didn't see a lot of that. So that made things a lot better. But we had several outstanding performances in defence. I might save them for when we're picking our best players. But I thought our defenders were really good.
Yeah. Something you'll find is that it's quite a well all-round performance. I have 18 players of note.
18! That's a bit full on. I don't think I've got that many, but I've got
Well,
about...
they're not all vote worthy, but they all deserve a mention because they all contributed throughout the game.
I had
It's
11.
Unprecedented.
I had 11. I thought that was a lot.
No, I can find stats from them all as well.
Oh,
And I think they were all,
yeah.
Impactful in their own ways. So let's get into our votes then. Who's your 5 votes?
Oh, look, I just thought Cripps was outstanding.
Yep, same
He
with
was
me.
just brilliant. Those 13
Yep.
touches in the first quarter helped set us up. But he continued on with that. He had 32 touches, 17 contested positions, by far the most contested positions. 1 goal, but 5 tackles, 8 clearances. This was a very all-round game. Very much an all-round game.
Vintage Cripps.
Vintage Cripps, 8 touches in the fourth quarter when it was really up for grabs.
Yep.
He rose to the occasion again.
He was also getting tagged. Josh Carr put a move, and I can't remember the player's name.
That might say something.
So, yeah,
The fact that you can't remember who he was.
it made no
means-
difference.
No, I big in the first, big in the last, and stats won't tell you everything because I think he had a few clangers along the way, but he was huge in the big moments.
Yeah, and that's the leadership for you.
Yeah.
Again, proving those
And he
doubters
got 10
wrong.
coaches' votes, so
Yeah.
clearly the coaches agreed.
Exactly. So
Yeah, it's
as we
my fault.
remarked on last week, in quite a jokingly manner, Damo and Kane were some of his biggest critics earlier in the season. He deserves an apology.
I don't think that
They'll never do that. But if they had any decency, they would. I also had 5 for Cripps. Who's your 4 votes?
Jagger. Jagger was
Yep,
superb.
same with me.
Jagger was superb. 15 score involvements. I believe that's the highest for the Carlton all season. And look, I'm not surprised, even though it's a huge number. He just uses the ball so well. So, look, he has got a bit of extra time under Josh Fraser in the centre. Like I said, I didn't necessarily... A lot of people having a crack at Voss and said, you kept him out of it too long. He is a first-year player. So, but he shows you why being in the centre does help.
Yeah, for sure.
He just knows how to find the footy and he knows how to use it well. And God help you if he's bringing the ball inside 50. Because there was just time after time he's hitting up players.
There was one amazing passage. Cripps to Walsh to Jagger to Harry.
Well,
One of the best
there
passages.
was like, I think Harry hit up Ison, maybe Byrne, a few others. You're thinking there's some talent here. There's some young talent here.
Yeah.
So that was something to a sight to behold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was probably his best game. I know he got the 30-odd disposals early in the season, which got him a Rising Star nomination, but I think this was his most impactful game. 15 score involvements is...
I think he had 8 or 9 coaches' votes too.
Yeah.
which doesn't surprise me. So
3 goal assists.
yeah, try telling me he's not a contender for Rising Star of the Year when he's playing that
Yeah.
well.
He's now right amongst it with someone like Willem Dersma.
Yeah, there are other good players.
Neck and neck between those two. And maybe the North Melbourne player, what's his name? Trenbath.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. There's a lot to play out in the season for that. So
So you had Jagger too?
yes,
For 3 votes, I had Sam Walsh.
fair enough.
He had a really consistent and courageous game. He was consistent all day. He ran all day. That's that running game that he brings. 23 uncontested possessions, by far the most in the team. And that's a testament to his running.
Yeah.
And he like a ball in that first half in particular. So, yeah, just really amongst it. Kicked an early goal, which was big. But he, just loved his game.
Yep. I have Hayward for 3 votes. He was the highest rated blue player from both teams on the ground, according to AFL player ratings. Where's his stats? So 19 disposals, 5 score involvements, 2 goals, 532 metres gained, and 6 inside 50s. It's probably one of his best games for the club. I think it is. He's had quite a few good weeks in a row lately, which is good to see.
Yeah, Hayward, he didn't actually make my votes, but that's probably just because of the spread of players.
Yeah.
He's definitely in my special mentions. That goal he kicked in the third quarter was just sensational.
Yeah.
He just loaded up from 50. He barely had any time. He just bang. But it was just never looked like missing.
It was at a crucial time too.
It was. We lost our way a little bit there. We were dominating the game, but we couldn't put the score on the board.
Yeah.
I think we'd kicked several points just before then. One, because he kicked the goal when it came straight out from a behind, right? So I think it was, it was. So Taylor Bird missed a goal he should have really kicked.
Yeah.
Right, and immediately after that, he kicks a goal. So we kicked 3 behinds, 0 goals, 3. It was well into the second half of that quarter. We had no goals by that stage, but despite dominating a lot of that game.
It was something like 20 inside 50s or something.
And we really needed that. It was actually our only goal that quarter, but it was a real lifter.
Yeah.
I thought. So it was, but it was just one example of a really solid game from him. 5 tackles as well. So he's doing a bit of hard work too.
Yeah.
And I think the running is evidenced by his metres gained, and I think he did pretty well in the uncontested possessions too, which always have a look at that breakdown between contested and uncontested, because one shows you grunt in close, the other one talks about how hard you run on the outside. So
There you go, 13.
13 of his 19 touches uncontested.
Yep. Hang on a second. I'll see if I can cut that out. But anyway, where were we? We were just
So
talking about
Will Hayward,
Yep.
that's great. Now we're going on to so you had Hayward, I had Walsh. 2 votes, Nick Haynes.
Same with me.
Nick Haynes, his intercept work was sensational. Most intercepts on the ground, which doesn't surprise me. He's got a good game sense. He knows where to be. And the number of times when he repelled their forays was sensational.
Yeah.
So really loved his game. Nick Haynes.
5 intercept marks, 9 intercepts, 4 rebound 50s, 5 1%ers, 83% disposal efficiency. Well done, Nick Haynes. Absolute brick wall down back.
Yeah,
So,
great player.
as I said, 2 votes I also had for Haynes, and 1 vote goes to...
Well, his partner in crime, I actually want to recognise defenders whenever we game. And Harry Dean, I thought, was superb.
I have also followed suit.
Yeah, Harry Dean was playing Mitch Georgiades, who's probably, not probably. He's definitely the best forward for the Power, and he's also a forward that's towed us up a few times. So it's a little bit wary with Wintering out, right? No need to be wary. He definitely had the better of Georgiades for most of that game, and there was one spectacular spoil he did, where he just had to sprint about 20 or 30 metres at least to get to that ball, and he got there just in time, and it turned a foray from the Power into Carlton possession, Carlton attack, and a Carlton goal.
Yeah.
And that was all his pure effort.
Yeah.
And you won't see a guy who's more passionate about playing for the club than Harry Dean.
Yeah, exactly.
Love it. Just
Something to
plays for the
behold.
job. Plays for the job. Only a kid's first year of footy, and hates getting beaten. Hates getting beaten.
Hates it.
And-
He's openly said that.
Never seen a contest he doesn't like being in, I reckon. Just love watching him.
Yep. And also he's got a
His
bit of
stats won't
grunt
tell
as well.
the full story. I know he had 6 intercepts, which is impressive. 6 1%ers. But the 12 disposals, I don't think it does him justice. If you ask me.
Yeah, those intercepts were so crucial. Yeah. 3 intercept marks too. So from his 7 marks. So that was very good to see. So we did our votes. Now to players of note.
Oh, look,
Many.
Well, you've got heaps. I had 6 players of note in addition to the 5.
Yeah.
So I saw plenty of other things I liked. I mentioned Hayward. Hewitt I thought was pretty consistent.
Yeah.
26 touches, 14 contested possessions.
8 score involvements.
8 score involvements. It's a workmanlike performance from Georgie Hewitt. Pretty consistent.
Only 71% time on ground too.
Yeah. So I mean that's pretty good effort from that amount of time on ground.
Yeah.
So yeah, liked his performance. Ollie Florent, again another consistent performance. He had 567 metres gained, which is the most for the team.
6 rebound 50.
6 rebound 50s.
26 disposals.
Yeah, another good. If we'd had a bad game, that might be the top of the pops. The fact that we won means that some of the others had better games, but he had a very good game, and I really like Ollie. I think he's been a good pickup.
Yeah. I think it's been the most consistent pickup. Ainsworth has been solid, and Hayward
like
is now
Ainsworth too.
really finding his foot, which is good to see. So no one's failing. Maybe Chess is the only one and Reedy are the only ones that aren't.
Yeah,
but they were cheapish pickups.
They were
anyway.
cheaper. They were cheaper. Both those two.
Yeah.
Late draft picks, particularly Reedy was quite late, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, it provide necessary depth.
So I had Billy Wilson on my player
Yes,
notes.
Billy.
Love Billy. You know what? He just needed an opportunity, which he hadn't got many.
Yep.
And then he needed to play him about 3 or 4 weeks in a row, so that he got used to playing AFL football. And I was about 3 or 4 weeks into his time in the team this season, I reckon.
He
When did he come in?
came in. He's certainly played 3 games now.
I reckon it's 3 or
Brisbane.
4 weeks in, right?
Yeah.
And he's just finding his feet, because when you played a fair bit of the twos, like the pace is much faster, the intensity is much faster, etc.
In the AFL.
Yeah, he needed to give guys a chunk of time like that. And if you ask me, if you're picking between him and Saad, you got to pick him. He's young, he's full of energy and enthusiasm. He's prepared to take the game on. He took the game on consistently. I know he had that one time when he took Durden on and lost the footy and cost us a goal. But look...
He did not drop his head. He just stared out, shoulders back, real composure there. Some moron starts punching him up, jumper punching him, and then the rest of the team, which is good to see, really stuck back at them. So that was good to see too.
I hope people getting in, mate, I don't want you to stop taking the game on. Yeah,
I think he continued after that anyway.
He continued. He continued. So, he's got the
phase
message, you know. And let's be clear. How do we get that lead in the first place? By taking the game on.
Yeah.
So you got to do it. You got to do it.
Yeah.
So big fan.
22 disposals, 6 score involvements, 430 metres gained, and 4 rebound 50s.
Very good. Frankie Evans, I thought he's particularly good early.
Yep.
With those 10 touches. Finished with 19, so it was a little bit quiet later. But that early goal was important. I think he kicked a late goal, which is important.
Yeah. 8 score involvements in total.
Yeah, well,
16 pressure acts too, which is good.
yeah,
to
he
see
did
for
a
forward.
lot of intensity.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. He brought the pressure, which we've been crying out from our forwards, you remember? Tackles inside 50 is a huge marker on how, I reckon, for us. There's part of your litmus test right there. So he brought the energy, brought the enthusiasm, liked his game. Loved Cow. Thought Cow was pretty good.
Yeah. He was another one that wasn't afraid to take the game on.
Yeah, really gutsy, really courageous.
Get a good stat.
Again, I don't know if his stats tell the full story. The 14 touches, I know he had just the 3 intercept marks. Look, he did, he did some rebound 50s, but he plays deep in defence. So,
8 intercepts,
yeah,
which is good.
that was pretty good.
Yeah, 5 rebound 50s, 86% disposal efficiency, 4 1%ers. So
Yeah,
he
I
was
like-
really playing a
like to-
rebounder there.
Liked its gutsy effort. Look, Harry Mackay would have liked him to be a bit more accurate in front of goal.
Yeah.
Kicked that big 50 goal outside 50 though. That was
Yeah.
good. But also what that won't tell you is that he played up the ground a lot more. 19 disposals for Harry's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And that's pretty effective. And the 9 marks, he's I think that role up the ground is going to be good for him.
And 9 score involvements.
Yeah. So he's actually a go-to person for us, but a bit further up the ground today.
Yeah.
Which I liked.
He doesn't usually do it. 318 metres gained is quite high for him, I'd say.
Now you've got a few other players that you want to
Yeah,
mention.
plenty. Let's start off with Jack Eisen, who had 17 disposals, 9 score involvements, 2 goal assists, just the 1 goal, but he missed a few times, but that's okay. He'll grow into that. Still made plenty of impact around the ground, so he's worthy of a mention. 6 ground balls as well. Wade Dirksen, another person down back that really
Son.
performed. Yep. 15 disposals, 7 marks, 4 rebound 50s, 6 1%ers, and 3 intercepts. Bravo Dirksen. The big Dirk, as we call him.
Yeah, good to see him get an opportunity. I think he deserves it.
Yep. Nick Newman, calm, composed, as usual, and impactful. 21 disposals, 5 marks, 90% disposal efficiency, 6 score involvements, 364 metres gained. I think underlying some of the other defenders that we've been talking about, he showed real leadership without Weitering probably down there.
Yeah.
So that's obviously unmeasurable from stats. So keep that in mind. Mitch McGovern as well had the 2 goals, 12 disposals, 8 marks, 442 metres gained and 5 inside 50s. So he really worked hard.
Having pretty good season up forward,
Yeah,
McGovern, if you ask me.
quite reliable. Brody
Pretty
Kemp,
consistent.
14 disposals, 7 marks, 86% disposal efficiency, 5 ground balls, 6 score involvements and 2 goals.
Kicked
Similar
an
to-
early goal, which was really handy, I felt, as part of that. And I thought when Brody's kicking them, and he hasn't always been the most consistent, but when he's kicking them, that's a good sign.
Indeed. And then finally, Ben Ainsworth had 17 disposals, 5 marks, 88% disposal efficiency, 6 score involvements, and 4 ground ball gets. So there's we've covered
yeah, like I said,
18 players of note.
Well, I do need to talk about another player of note
Okay,
that
yeah.
wasn't in your
Why not?
18, and he didn't get a single touch, but he has had a remarkable season, and that's Matty Carroll.
The only negative of the night.
A real blow. He's done an ACL. He's had a superb season to date. He was, I thought, our most improved player in the first half of the season, without doubt.
Yeah.
And he's going to be missed. Absolutely. Just loved his run off half back. And that game last week in particular against the Dogs was astonishing.
Yeah.
So that's a real blow, I reckon. But he's a tough kid. He's young, so hats out to you, Matt. We're thinking of you, and we hope you make a full comeback.
Yeah, come back stronger. Hopefully see him in the second half of next season. Probably.
Yeah, well, I don't think we're going to see a lot of him until at least second half of the season, so that's unfortunate.
Yes. So that put a damper on things. But otherwise, a true all-round performance. Plenty of improvements in the way we went about our game style. It was just quite astonishing, really, and very remarkable. So, go Baggers.
Pretty consistent. You've got to be pretty happy with that. You've gone out, we only had 23 players on the field, mate. And you nominated 18. I pointed out one of them got done an ACL really early. Only really at least 4. So
I mean, Byrne showed a bit still.
He showed a bit.
Plenty of pressure.
Like to see a little bit more accurate in front of goal.
Agreed.
Yeah, but
Flynn Young, first game back.
Yeah, I think Flynn Young is one of those guys. I want to see him play 4 games of football in a row. I think he'll build confidence as he goes. He looked a little bit unsure of himself at key times. I think it's just because he's not played a lot of senior footy of late. He just needs a red hot go at it. I reckon 4 or 5 weeks in, he'll pay dividends.
Yeah, and that's every. Oh, Pedo.
Oh, I mean, Pedo had a reasonable game.
Yeah.
Pretty consistent. Okay.
Neck and neck with the other ruckman, whatever his name was.
Like I said, we've just about covered everyone. Chera, I didn't think Chera was that impactful.
Nah, I would consider replacing him with Lord or
Lord's got
Ben
concussion,
Kemper.
hasn't he?
He will be back.
Yes.
Next week, surely, I think.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing Ben Kemper really ever go, actually. Apparently he's good again.
Yes.
And the Rezzies.
Another 30-odd disposals, so... Anyway, some selection things, and that's a good segue into the preview of our Carlton Respects game against Geelong. Firstly, would you like to say something about the Carlton Respects program? It's been in the news quite a lot recently.
It has. Look, it's a reminder for everyone to be respectful towards women, and that includes women in footy.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? And they've got a lot of discussion today. It's just about being decent to people, really. And I think it's a poignant reminder ahead of Carlton Respects game.
Yeah.
And some people don't sort of take that stuff seriously, but I think you should. And one of the biggest growths for footy has been women.
Yeah.
So at junior level, women are playing footy more often and participating a lot more in the game. And we're starting to see women's voices come out in the game.
Very good to see.
So, commentators and the like, and then we're seeing AFLW, etc. But unless that's accompanied by respect, then you're not really achieving what you should be achieving.
Yep. And
so just hats off to the clubs for really putting that forward.
Yep. Everyone deserves to be part of a inclusive and respectful community, and as content creators, we will continue to strive for that. So going into that game, we will look to make an impact on and off the field. So we come against Geelong, who I remember 2 years ago, we had a very good respects game against Geelong. We absolutely demolished them, but they're in ripping form at the moment, so...
They just demolished Sydney, though, last week, who were the ladder leaders until then.
Brisbane the week before.
The week before. Look, they're in red hot form. They're a good team. They're one of the best teams in the AFL. They've been the top 2 or 3 teams on form at the moment. And it'll be hard, but a couple of things. Firstly, we've got a pretty good record against Geelong in recent years.
Yeah.
They're one of the few teams that we seem to perform well against. The other thing is, there's a bit of momentum there. There's a bit of belief there. And I think the boys will probably relish being underdogs here.
Maybe.
Not having the pressure on them, just going out there and playing football.
Yep.
And seeing what's possible. And look, if they play with the energy, intensity, and the consistency across 4 quarters that we saw on the weekend, anything's possible.
I agree. Yeah, it's going to be a fascinating watch. It's going to be a real litmus test to see whether we've really improved or not in the last few weeks. And then I'm not going to tip them, Carlton, but it will be a real litmus test nonetheless.
Look, the coach said that he wanted to see a couple of things. 2 things, I think he said. And I think it's exactly the kind of things that I want to see.
Yeah.
Right? He wanted to see effort and he wanted to see run. That's what Josh Fraser said he wanted to see. And that's pretty much what I want to see. I want to see lots of effort.
You have said that quite a lot this season.
I keep saying it, don't I? He must have been listening to me. I want to see that across 4 quarters. And I want to see them keep running, particularly when they don't have the footy.
Yeah.
But both when they do and when they don't. And I think if they do those 2 things well, then they'll be right in the hunt here.
Reasonable chance, yeah. Could end up being an honourable loss, but it also could be a statement
Could be
win.
a surprise win.
Yeah.
Could be.
So we're certainly hoping so.
Yeah, look, they're just so stacked, Geelong. I mean,
Yeah.
Maxie Holmes, Bailey Smith,
Humphreys is
Dempsey,
doing well.
Humphreys, not to mention some guy called Josh Cameron, knows how to kick goal or 2.
Jeremy.
Apparently. Sorry. Too many Joshes. This Jeremy Cameron fella, I think he knows how to kick
He
a goal
always
or
plays
2.
well against us too.
He always seems to play against well. And then, they got Tom Stewart down back and Sam DeConing, etc. So, even some fella called Patrick Dangerfield. So, they've got a bit of talent there. Yeah. So, anyway, look, that's okay. I think that we'll actually relish playing a really top team like that.
Yep. Certainly a chance, and it's good to see that we're discussing a potential for snagging.
We're in the hunt.
Yes.
We're in the hunt. That's
how things have changed in the last few weeks.
That's something to be grateful for.
Yeah.
There's a bit of hope there.
Yep. Let's just hope it doesn't go crashing down next week.
What I don't want to see is a flogging, and what I don't want to see is those mindless absentees where you give up 4 or 5 or 6 goals in a hurry.
Yeah.
Go on, boys, knuckle down.
Keep fighting. Yeah. That's what's on the agenda for that game. Thank you for listening in. But first, I forgot about the predictions. Margin.
I probably will win by a fair margin, I'd say. About 4 or 5 goals.
Delusion. Embrace the delusion, people. It's a great feeling. As I said earlier, I just generally can't tip us, but it's a chance. There's a chance. Some chance. Best on ground.
I reckon this fella's been playing well. He's just started to come good. Will Hayward.
Yeah.
Just starting to come good. I reckon it could be explosive games. Might kick 4 goals.
Yep. Wow. I always say Harry Mackay each week to come back and bring some confidence, but I reckon he could do it. Ultimately, I think my best on ground would be to see another 18 performers to talk about again. Really, a great spread across the board, defence, midfield,
They'll
and
determine
forward.
whether we win it, really.
Yeah.
Do we have a really good spread of players who contributed?
And over the last 2 games, we actually have. So I think that's another aspect that is so crucial to winning a game. Obviously, value team performance over individual brilliance.
Yeah, we'll need to bring team performance to beat the Cats. That's for sure.
Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe. See you soon. Up the baggers.
Can the Blues.